Learn about the world. Lithuania. Lithuania is a country in Northern Europe, one of the three Baltic states. Lithuania lies along the southeastern coast of the Baltic Sea, east of Sweden and Denmark. It is bordered by Latvia to the north, Belarus to the east and south, Poland to the south and Kaliningrad to the southwest. Basic information. Full name, Republic of Lithuania. English name, Lithuania. Government type, Congressional Republic. ISO, LT, LTU. Country code, LT. Time zone, +2 o'clock. Telephone code, +370. Capital, Vilnius. Major cities, Kaunas, Klaipėda, Šiauliai, Panevėžys. Largest cities or towns in Lithuania: Vilnius, Kaunas, Klaipėda, Šiauliai, Panevėžys, Alytus, Marijampolė, Mažeikiai, Jonava, Utena, Kėdainiai, Ukmergė, Telšiai, Tauragė, Visaginas, Palanga, Plunge, Kretinga, Šilutė, Radviliškis. Area: 65,303 square kilometers. Terrain: fertile, lowland plains separated by mountains and hills created by icebergs. A total of 758 rivers and 2,833 lakes. Climate: humid continental climate with 4 distinct seasons, influenced by maritime climate from the Baltic Sea. Population: 2,820,763, May 2025. Main ethnic groups: Lithuanian 83.5%, Polish 6.7%, Russian 6.3%, Byelorussian 1.2%, other 2.3%. Religions: Catholic 79%, Orthodox 4.1%, Protestant 1.9%. Language: Lithuanian. Some speak Russian, 8%, and Polish, 5.6%. Natural resources: peat, arable land, amber. Agricultural products: grains, potatoes, sugar beets, flax, vegetables, cows, milk, eggs, fish. Industrial products: metal cutting machines, electric motors, television. Refrigerators and freezers, oil refining, shipbuilding, small ships, wood products, textiles, food processing, fertilizers, agricultural machinery, optical equipment, electronic components. Computers. Exports: refined fuels, machinery and equipment, chemicals, textiles, food, plastics. Export partners: Russia, Latvia, Poland, Germany, Estonia 5, Belarus, UK, USA, Netherlands 4%. Imports: oil, natural gas, machinery and equipment, transport equipment, chemicals, textiles, metals. Import partners: Russia, Germany, Poland, Latvia, Netherlands, Italy. Currency: litas, LTL. Lithuania is a member of the United Nations, the Organization for Security and Cooperation in Europe, the European Union, the North Atlantic Treaty Organization and the World Trade Organization. Currently, Lithuania maintains diplomatic relations with 186 states. It became a member of the United Nations on the 18th of September 1991. And is a signatory to a number of its organizations and other international agreements. It is also a member of the Organization for Security and Cooperation in Europe, NATO, and its adjunct North Atlantic Coordinating Council, the Council of Europe, and the European Union. Lithuania gained membership in the World Trade Organization on the 31st of May 2001. Lithuania a multilateral relation with European Union. Lithuania is also an active member in the cooperation between Northern Europe countries. Lithuania is a member of the Interparliamentary Baltic Assembly, the Intergovernmental Baltic Council of Ministers and the Council of the Baltic Sea States. Lithuania, together with other two Baltic countries, is also a member of Nordic Investment Bank, NIB, and cooperates in NORDPLUS program committed to education. Baltic Development Forum, BDF, is an independent non-profit organization which unites large companies, cities, business associations and institutions in the Baltic Sea region. Lithuania has been a transshipment point for opiates and other illicit drugs from Russia, Southwest Asia, Latin America, and Western Europe to Eastern Europe and Scandinavia. Poland was highly supportive of Lithuanian independence, despite Lithuania's discriminatory treatment of its Polish minority. In 2018, Lithuania, along with Latvia and Estonia, were awarded the Peace of Westphalia Prize. The 2023 NATO summit was held in the Lithuanian capital Vilnius. Lithuania is a signatory to 8 of the 12 international conventions related to counter-terrorist activities. The International Organization for Migration, IOM, reports that about 1,000 citizens of Lithuania fall victim to trafficking annually. Most are women between the ages of 21 and 30 who are sold into prostitution. Human rights in Lithuania have been the subject of much coverage. Lithuania scores 91 out of 100 in 2019 report by Freedom House, which classifies the country as free, with high rankings in civil liberties and political rights. In particular, Lithuania ranks 30th among 180 countries, well above the world's average level in press freedom, and achieves a full score in freedom of assembly and non-governmental organizations. However, there are concerns regarding children's welfare, domestic violence, discrimination against minorities including the Roma, Jews and LGBTI people, as well as poor treatment of prisoners. The Constitution of Lithuania guarantees the protection of human rights. In recent years, the government started to restrict the media from criticizing politicians and requires the journalists to pay a fee for the information from government systems. These actions are regarded as a violation of freedom of expression and have been protested by the public. The Human Rights Monitoring Institute recommended that Lithuania refer to their northern neighbors and invest more in protecting citizens, especially women's and children's human rights, which are poorly fared and need to be improved. In Article 25 of the Constitution of Lithuania, people's rights of free conviction and expression are stated as, no one should be hindered from seeking, acquiring or disseminating information and ideas. Freedom of speech and the press are generally respected by the Lithuanian government. According to RWB's 2019 World Press Freedom Index, Lithuania ranks 30th among 180 countries in the world. According to the Human Rights Monitoring Institute, in mid-September 2018, the Lithuanian Center of Registers considered to stop providing free information to officially requesting journalists since the practice was not included in the law and therefore the journalists should pay for the information at the standard commercial rates. This action was appealed by the journalist to the authorities publicly, emphasizing that it was a serious violation of the rights to get access to free information. In Lithuania, access to Internet for citizens is not restricted by the government, according to the European Court of Human Rights. Prisoners in Lithuania should not be restricted access to Internet featuring study and learning programs. Article 36 of the Constitution of the Republic of Lithuania states the rights for citizens to assemble unarmed in peaceful meetings. Religious freedom is guaranteed by Lithuanian Constitution in Article 26 and other laws. The Criminal Code includes 3 provisions to protect freedom of religion. It prohibits religious discrimination and provides for up to 2 years in prison for violations. Article 43 of the Constitution defines the relationship between religion and the state. The Lithuanian Parliament passed the new law on personal data protection on the 30th of June 2018, and the law came into effect on the 16th of July 2018. The regulation of general data protection is about the protection of personal data both for consumers and companies, institutions, which provides more possibilities for consumers to control their data. According to Equality and Human Rights Commission, in 2002, the European Court of Human Rights, ECHR, ruled the rights of marriage between men and women contained in Article 12 were to be extended to transgender people. In the law on protection against domestic violence, children's protection against violence is regulated. The Amnesty International reported that Lithuanian authorities have arbitrarily detained thousands of refugees and migrants in prison-like centers, where they have been subjected to inhumane conditions, torture and other ill treatment. Many people reported being beaten, insulted and subjected to racially motivated intimidation and harassment by guards. Dozens of people from countries including Cameroon, the Democratic Republic of Congo, Iraq, Nigeria, Syria and Sri Lanka were unlawfully detained, while Lithuania welcomed tens of thousands of people fleeing the Russian invasion of Ukraine. Transport in Lithuania relies mainly on road and rail networks. Lithuanian road system with total 21,238 kilometers, 13,197 miles, paved, 14,879 kilometers, 9,245 miles, unpaved, 6,359 kilometers, 3,951 miles. There are two categories of controlled access highways in Lithuania: expressways with maximum speed 120 km per hour and motorways with maximum speed 130 km per hour. Motorway sections include A2 Vilnius, Panevėžys, A5 Kaunas, Marijampolė, A1 Kaunas, Vilnius. The A roads total 1,748.84 kilometers, 1,086.68 miles. After Lithuania became an independent country in 1918, there was increased demand for new highways for inner needs. First long-distance highways built exclusively by the Lithuanian government were opened in the late 1930s. These are following: Samogitian Highway, Aukštaičiai Highway. Railways total with 1,998 route km, of which 1,807 kilometers are broad gauge of 1,520 millimeters, 169 kilometers are narrow gauge of 750 millimeters, 22 kilometers are standard gauge. Rail links with adjacent countries: Latvia, Belarus, Russia, Poland. Waterways has 600 kilometers, 370 mi, total that are perennially navigable. In 1992, there were 105 kilometers, 65 mi, of crude oil pipelines, and 760 kilometers, 470 mi, of natural gas pipelines. Seaports: Port of Klaipėda, Būtingė Oil Terminal. River ports: Kaunas, Rumšiškės, Nida, Juodkrantė. The merchant marine consists of 47 ships of 1,000 GT or over, together totaling 279,743 GT, 304,156 tons deadweight, DWT, ships by type: cargo 25, combination bulk 8, petroleum tanker 2, railcar carrier 1, refrigerated cargo 6, roll-on, roll-off 2, short sea passenger 3. In Lithuania, there are 4 international airports: Vilnius International Airport, Kaunas Airport, Palanga International Airport, Šiauliai International Airport. Education is free of charge and compulsory from the age of 6 or 7 to 16 years, covering primary and basic education, as stated in the National Law on Education. Pre-tertiary education is organized in 4 main cycles: preschool education, until age 5 or 6, pre-primary education, 1 year, between ages 5 to 7, primary education, 4 years. Between ages 6 to 11, basic education, 6 years, between ages 10 to 17, ends on a basic education certificate, upper secondary education, 2 years. Between ages 16 to 19, upper secondary education ends on the Matura examination, opening gates to tertiary education. Vocational and technical education starts at the 5th year of basic education, age 14 to 15. Its structure is similar to comprehensive education. The program lasts 2 to 3 years before the basic education certificate. Students can then pursue into vocational upper secondary education, that also leads, after 2 or 3 years, to a Matura examination. 5. However, in order to reach tertiary education, university or college, vocational students have to follow an extra post-secondary education program of 2 years. Tertiary education can be divided into universities and colleges. Universities offer an academic education leading to international bachelor, master, PhD degrees. Lithuania has implemented the Bologna process in 2006. Colleges offer vocational education. Since 2006, they can award professional bachelor's degrees. The school year in Lithuania usually starts on the 1st of September, including in tertiary education. According to the law on education, children who have reached 7 years of age must go to the first form, if parents wish so, and if the child is sufficiently mature to study under the primary education program. They can start attending school from 6 years of age. The duration of the primary education program is 4 years. Compulsory primary education can be obtained in kindergartens, schools, in primary schools and, which is less common, in basic or secondary schools. Upon completion of primary education, pupils start studying under the 6-year basic education program. The foundation education program is implemented by Foundation, similar to pre-A-level schools in the UK. Secondary and vocational schools and gymnasiums. The compulsory foundation education program consists of 2 parts. Part 1, a 4-year program implemented in the 5/8 forms, and Part 2, a 2-year program implemented in the 9/10 forms, Forms 1 to 2 in gymnasiums. In Lithuania, education is compulsory for children under 16. Compulsory education is usually provided up to the 10th form. Upon completion of the 10th form, pupils can choose to undergo an assessment of foundation education test. During these examinations, 2 to 3 subject skills are assessed: Lithuanian language, mathematics, and native language if it is not Lithuanian. After passing the exams, pupils can choose to study in a secondary school that focuses on academics, or undergo vocational training. The usual grading system at the secondary school level is a 10-point scale. In spring, upon completion of the secondary education program, school leavers take maturity examinations. Secondary and higher education obtained in other countries is assessed by the Lithuanian Center for Quality Assessment in Higher Education. Education of pupils in general education schools is financed through a state budget target grant under the principle of the pupil's voucher. Every year, the state allocates, by taking into account the number of pupils, a special target grant to municipalities. Special education is provided in preschool education establishments and general education schools of all types. If needed, general education programs can be adapted taking into account pupils' special education needs. Free assistance of special pedagogues, speech therapists, psychologists, and other specialists can be provided to pupils in schools as well as to parents and teachers in other institutions. A child's need for special education is determined by a municipal pedagogical psychological unit or by a school special education commission. The Lithuanian parliament intends to reorganize the higher education system by reducing the number of universities in Lithuania. There has been concerns of low education quality at some entities. On a national level, there are concerns regarding inefficient use of funds, lack of international collaboration and low funding for research and innovation. In 2017, none of Lithuanian higher education organizations were involved in EU's largest research projects, Graphene Flagship, CERN, Human Brain Project or others. Healthcare. Lithuania provides free state-funded healthcare to all citizens and registered long-term residents. It coexists with a significant private healthcare sector. In 2003 to 2012, the network of hospitals was restructured as part of wider healthcare service reforms. It started in 2003 to 2005 with the expansion of ambulatory services and primary care. In 2016, Lithuania ranked 27th in Europe in the Euro Health Consumer Index, a ranking of European healthcare systems based on waiting time, results and other indicators. Lithuania ranked 19th in the 2024 edition of the World Happiness Report. As of 2023, Lithuanian life expectancy at birth was 76.0, 70.6 years for males and 81.6 for females, and the infant mortality rate was 2.99 per 1,000 births. The annual population growth rate increased by 0.3% in 2007. Lithuania has seen a dramatic rise in suicides in the 1990s. The suicide rate has been constantly decreasing since, but it still remains the highest in the EU and one of the highest in the OECD. The suicide rate as of 2019 is 20.2 per 100,000 people. By 2000, the vast majority of Lithuanian healthcare institutions were non-profit-making enterprises and a private sector developed, providing mostly outpatient services which are paid for out of pocket. The Ministry of Health also runs a few healthcare facilities and is involved in the running of the two major Lithuanian teaching hospitals. It is responsible for the State Public Health Center, which manages the public health network including 10 county public health centers with their local branches. The 10 counties run county hospitals and specialized healthcare facilities. There is compulsory health insurance for the Lithuanian residents. There are 5 territorial health insurance funds, covering Vilnius, Kaunas, Klaipėda, Šiauliai and Panevėžys. Contributions for people who are economically active are 9% of income. Emergency medical services are provided free of charge to all residents. Access to the secondary and tertiary care, such as hospital treatment, is normally via referral by a general practitioner. Lithuania also has one of the lowest healthcare prices in Europe. As of 2019, Lithuanian life expectancy at birth was 76.0, 71.2 years for males and 80.4 for females, and the infant mortality rate was 2.99 per 1,000 births. This is below the EU and OECD average. In 2018, Lithuania ranked 28th in Europe in the Euro Health Consumer Index, a ranking of European healthcare systems based on waiting time, results and other indicators. Sport in Lithuania is governed by the Physical Education and Sports Department following the country's independence from the Soviet Union in 1990. The Lithuanian government established the department to manage physical education in the schools and sports administration in the country. Among the most popular sports in Lithuania are basketball, football, athletics and cycling. Professional athletes and trainers are educated at the Lithuanian Academy of Physical Education. Basketball is the most popular and successful team sport in Lithuania. The Lithuanian national basketball team won the European Basketball Championship in 1937, 1939, when it was the host country, and 2003. They won silver medals in 1995, 2013 and 2015, bronze in 2007, and again hosted Eurobasket 2011. They were the bronze medal winners in the 2010 FIBA World Championship. The Lithuanian national football team reached its highest rating to date, number 37, in October 2008. After independence, the national team was the closest to qualifying to a major tournament in the 1998 World Cup qualifiers, reaching third place in the group. At the club level, no team has yet reached the group stage of any major UEFA tournament. Rugby union was introduced in Lithuania during the 1960s, with teams in Kaunas and Vilnius. During last 20 years, the northern city of Šiauliai has become the capital of Lithuanian rugby, with the two strongest teams in Lithuania located there. The Šiauliai Vyras Jupoja team are national champions, and the Šiauliai Balt Rex have been runners-up for the last 10 years, except 2006. Lithuanian athletes have won 11 Olympic medals, 7 at the World Championships and 14 at the European Championships. The most successful Lithuanian athlete is discus thrower Virgilijus Alekna, two-time Olympic gold medalist and two-time world champion. Lithuanian cyclists have achieved good results in prestigious cycling tours and the World Championships. The achievements of Lithuanian women cyclists are especially noteworthy. Lithuanian women made their mark on the international cycling scene beginning in 1991. Rugby league is a brand new sport, with the Lithuanian Rugby League Association aiming to produce pathways to develop players to play international rugby league for their country. Handball, the best result of Lithuanian men's handball team is 10th place in 1997 World Championship and 9th place in 1998 European Championship. The team after 2 decades has again qualified to the 2022 European Championship and reached 21st place. Futsal is Lithuania's new sport as it has hosted the 2021 FIFA Futsal World Cup. This was the first time that Lithuania has ever participated in a FIFA event. Lithuania will co-host the UEFA Futsal Euro 2026 alongside Latvia. Ice hockey. One town, Elektrėnai, is known for ice hockey. For a long time, Elektrėnai was the only town with a large, well-equipped skating rink in Lithuania. Orienteering is a popular sport combining cross-country running with land navigational skills in the woods. Variations of the sport popular in Lithuania include bicycle and ski orienteering. Orienteering in Lithuania is organized by the Lietuvos Orientavimosi Sporto Federacija. Alpine skiing is also popular, and races are organized by the Lithuanian Alpine Ski Federation. Among other sports and pastimes, poker became an official sport in Lithuania on the 20th of March 2010.